Iris and how to treat them. Iris is more of a spring flower, though most times you can get it all year round. They come in this purpley blue colour. They call it blue even though it is really purple, also lemon and white. And they're known for their distinct yellow stripe on the inside when you open them. If you go to your local wholesalers, you can normally purchase them in 10s. If you purchase them online through the Dutch floral sites, you normally have to buy 50, 5 bunches of 10. They're normally reasonably priced, but they're not a great long-lasting flower. 5-6 days maximum is what you get out of an iris. When you purchase them in first, they're really tight, and sometimes you can't even see the purple of the flower. But within a day, you can see this is what they will look like. And depending on how warm your room is, this is what they can open out like. And that one still has a good few days left in it and will open up that little bit more. But sometimes what happens is when you buy in the iris, and a lot of them are very tight, and if you're storing them in a cool room, after the 5 or 6 days, there's a couple of them hasn't even budged, they're not even open. And what will happen is that they'll just die kind of closed. So sometimes they just need that little helping hand to get them open. Now, if you've watched any of my previous tutorials on conditioning and treatment of flowers, you'll know I'm completely against using your fingers and pushing petals open and rolling them in your hands, because as I said, it does definitely damage the flower, bruises the flower, and the flower will go off that little bit faster. But a little trick that you can use with iris, just to give them that little nudge, that little helping hand to encourage them to open, is coming up around the flower is like 2 little green leaves. I often describe them to the students as 2 little banana skins. And if you just kind of peel them back gently on either side of the flower, that'll help to encourage them to open. And then if you have the kind of peeled back, so just pull this one back there another little bit, just kind of like peel it back. If you cup your hand around it and blow into the flower, 2 or 3 blows, you can see that'll help to encourage the petals to open. And yet you haven't harmed the flower or damaged the flower, and you'll still get the same sort of lifelong out of that particular flower. So I hope that helps you with little tips on encouraging your iris to open. And by the way, to keep your flowers really fresh, the more you cut them, and when I say cut them, just taking off 1 centimetre off the end of the flowers on a slant, the more you cut them, the more the flowers are going to drink water. And if you have used flower food in your water, well then when your flowers drink up the water, they're getting the flower food up inside the stem, and that's going to help to encourage them to open. If you need to get any of your flowers open really fast, I would say place the vase in a warm room. Now don't place them in front of a fire or a blow heater, that's the worst thing you can do. But just place the vase in a warm room. Or if you have a window with light, sunlight, natural sunlight coming through, they absolutely love that as well. So place them near a window that they get natural sunlight. I always say a bunch of ripe bananas is the best thing ever to get flowers open. You find with ripe bananas, they're giving off a very strong ethylene gas. So if you have very ripe bananas in the same room as any flower, but especially the iris, you'll find that they'll open up really fast. As with all vases of water, make sure the vase is scrupulously clean. Make sure the vase is sterilised. Make sure you use fresh water. The fresher the water, the more oxygen that's in the water. And cold water. Flowers do prefer cold water. And especially if you're trying to prolong the life of them, make sure the water is really cold. But if you're trying to get them open, you could keep the water room temperature or tepid. I often would put a little bit of hot water into ice cold water just to take the chill out of it if I needed to get them flowers open that bit faster. If you ever have any questions at all about conditioning flowers, getting flowers open, or anything you're not too sure of, feel free to email me here at the school at info@flowerschoolisland.com, or go to the website flowerschoolisland.com, click on the blog button, and you get lots of tutorials on how to condition all different types of flowers. Frequently asked questions that we get here at the school is how to get peonies open, how to get lilies open, how to prolong the life of hydrangeas, how to get gyp to last longer, what do they do with orchids. So I have all these individual separate tutorials on the blog button. I hope that was another little bit of information for you. Love if you give me the thumbs up. And make sure if you are watching this maybe on Facebook or Instagram or even YouTube, can you share it with your friends and let them know about Kay's Flower School.